articles, occupy a supreme spot, right? So I started realizing the importance of review writing. Probably like in the last 3-4 years, I was thinking about that. Then seriously, I thought about this, in the last year only. So I just coined my title like this: writing review articles, effective strategies for success. So probably this particular talk will be around on giving some strategies so that you can write the review articles with utmost confidence, right? So this is a quote that I loved it when I read this particular article: writing a scientific or research article, comprehensive insights for beginners. Probably I can share this particular paper that is published in 2024, which is talking about how to write a review article basically. Okay, the one key important aspect that I identified from the paper is writing a review article is a skill. So we are always talking about the skill, right? So writing a review article is a skill that needs to be learned. Unfortunately, we do not have a forum for a formal training on writing. There are departments in abroad where you have a department of writing, which means like how to write. Fine. So, but we do not have. But it needs to be learned because it's a skill. It is a rigorous but rewarding endeavor. So the cautiousness is given here. It's rigorous, so it will be a hectic task but rewarding endeavor, as it can provide a useful platform to project the emerging researcher or a postgraduate student into the gratifying world of publishing. So here they mention about the postgraduate student. So in the world context, postgraduate students are expected to conduct some literature review and write it and publish it, right? Okay, so with that intention, the first the alarming stuff is like a rigorous but rewarding, right? Okay, now I would like to introduce few tools because the talk is about the strategies. The one thing that I love is some of the content that are provided by a premier publishing agencies like Elsevier, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and so on. And I picked some strategies from this particular article. So I acknowledge the resources that Elsevier has given us. Okay, so you can always think about certain things, certain sources before getting into the research. If you are a seasoned researcher, or if you are a beginner in research, or if you are a prolific publishing machine in publishing a lot of papers, still we need to learn a lot. There are author resources available with the publishers, which is free of cost. Everyone can come and learn and take away the resources. One such resources is Elsevier author support, right? So I have just taken something from here because the article is writing a good review article and the website is given here. I'll also show that. And something like here, what Taylor and Francis is giving, like, so the second one is what is a review article and learn how to write a review article. So there is a systematic procedure of learning the skill, right? So it's free. Again, you don't want to pay, it's free. Everyone can access the content that is available with Taylor and Francis. Okay, so now I would like to introduce this particular is called Researcher Academy. I'll go to that. Hope my screen is visible. Elsevier Researcher Academy, and just click that. So you are seeing my website, right? Can I get yes or a thumbs up from people?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So if you look at that, this Researcher Academy, you can do a lot of kind of a faculty development, I would say, or a content. You can complete this. For example, it's like identifying fake acceptance letters. That is a recent video that they posted. If you click, and you can you can create a username and password by login. Okay, so you can click here, you can watch. So you have to log in to, I have the login, I can log in, and once you finish this 4-minute video, and you will be getting a certificate in your mobile, in your mail. Okay, like that they have hundreds of videos which are very, very useful for all, right? At the end of the small video, there will be a quiz. You have to answer it. Just to see that there are a lot of other things also. Using AI to match your abstract to the right journal. How easily spot reliable journals. Using the most relevant metrics to help you to choose the right journal. And you click that, there are n number of topics available on this. So my suggestion is everybody, even if it is like no matter whether it's a faculty or a research scholar or a student, if you are passionate about learning something, please be a part of this researcher academy. Like that, I'm just talking about the Elsevier. You have similar thing in Taylor and Francis, Wiley, Sage, and Springer, and so on. So you can have a number of things here, and you can just click here. I want to have research preparation. Let's say 24 modules. The modules are small as 5 minutes and large as 1 hour, 50 minutes, 1 hour or 2 hours, and so on. So you can pick and you can write. If suppose you want to have writing, okay, for your information, I'm just clicking writing, and you have a lot of other. You see 19 minutes, 11 minutes, the fundamentals of manuscript preparation. So in that they have a series of, but you see here 1 hour. Okay, and what is the policy of the usage of AI, opportunities list, and then 18 minutes, 30 minutes, 7 minutes, and so on. Whenever you get a time, okay, you can watch. If you are traveling somewhere, you can just put your headphone in your mobile, you just open it and you can learn. So because a lot of information that are there in different platforms, but we need to bank upon the information that are provided by the publishers, because at the end we are going to submit our papers to these journals. Eventually these journals are owned by the publishers. So that one thing that I really want you all to learn. It's like Researcher Academy Elsevier. Go and learn. Okay, even as I know ma'am introduced that, I published a large number of articles. Still, whenever I get time, I will listen to these things. It is not about accumulating certificates for us. No, that's for our personal learning. If you are willing to learn, definitely there will be a growth. That is an important thing, right? So this is one of the strategies by which slowly we can improve our manuscript preparation, writing skills, technical writing skills, art of publishing, and so on. They covered almost all the topics related to the publishing, writing manuscripts, the entire publication landscape, I would say. Okay, so we'll go back to this. So this you need to remember. Now, as I mentioned, that this is a wonderful article that I've gone through, and some of the content that I took for this presentation is from this particular article. How to write a good scientific review article. Okay, is like the person is like Delaney is from the editorial office. So he is not just a person who is writing. It's like the previous journal, and then there's an editor of this particular journal is writing this particular article. If you look at that, in addition, the introduction is going in this way. In addition to writing up the research papers, writing review articles is a useful skill to develop early on in your career as a scientist, whether you are pursuing an academic research path or not. So whether you just begin your PhD work, absolutely fine, or if you are an experienced person, absolutely fine. Everybody can write a systematic, a scientific review article. Now, this is another article that is also an interesting one. That is like comprehensive insights for beginners. That is from the Scientific World Journal, and you can also go through that. That is also good for the beginners. Okay. This particular paper that I got it like probably like 5 years ago, 2020 or 2021 or like 19, something like that. So it is talking about the writing a review article, a graduate level writing class. You maybe wonder what is so good in that. What I used to do whenever I want to dig deep into a topic, I would like to collect material from the published articles on any topic. If suppose like if you want to learn peer review, don't go to Google and see that what is peer review. It will give a definition, absolutely. But what is important here is you need to go and see that how many people are publishing or published some work in peer review or on peer review, right? So writing a review article, a graduate level writing class. Now, if you look at that, the beauty of this particular paper is A professor gathered few students and then asking them to write a review. And they were struggling to collect literature, and at the end somehow they have come up with the idea. They expressed the idea to the guide, the supervisor. Then again he gave some inputs. It is like a iterative process where the student guide discuss, and then finally they published a beautiful research article. And this article is about how they published article. So we can call that Sore color in the manga. So they have written a review article and they published. And the next article is how they wrote a review. That is art. That's something great, right? Now just read that. What is this? Now, whatever that I highlighted here, this is the first one. That is a motivation why we need to look into the review article. You can see that among the courses that do encourage students to generate written documents like proposals, lab reports, or essays, the scientific community rarely benefits from the resulting product. Okay, being an autonomous institution, we have a lot of flexibility in the curriculum, and we will give marks based on the assignment submitted or the worksheet that you provide, the methodology that you adapt. You know, we cannot confine how history is treating student. History department is treating students in assignments, and the chemistry students how they are submitting assignments, entirely contrasting stuff, and lab reports and so on. But the point here is the scientific community rarely benefits from the all these things that whatever we have look at that. So I'll just take that. So this is rarely benefits from, which means we are collecting a lot of assignments that are being submitted on our table, and finally most of the assignments when they are graded, and finally we just dump it. Yes, these are all the last year students assignment, you can remove from my table, right? So we are not getting benefit out of the energy, effort, and economy that was invested in writing those assignments. That is a key. So second one, he pointed out this. I'm taking everything from the abstract of this. Then they say that it allows students to build scientific reading and writing skills. They say that when people are writing review article with me, what they say, it allows students to build scientific reading and writing skills, learn about a topic, and also enhance their resume with an additional publication and subsequent citations. So if suppose like if you have a review article, that's a great thing, because I said that we have limited resources to carry out a huge or an excellent project and so on. So when our the facilities are limited, our brain should be extra smart. That is what he's telling that. What is that? If when the students are engaged, their reading habits are enhanced, their writing skills are refined, and then they get to know about the new topic, and their resume at the end with the publication. Touch your heart and tell me that how many graduate students or undergraduate students or postgraduate students got a publication when they leave the campus. Imagine that they are doing a project, we are submitting a thesis, and most of the theses are eternally sleeping in the library, witnessing the quality of the work that we do, right? So that is a sad side of most of the research in the limited circumstances. Then they said that finally, what do they say? Overall, the students felt the course was a lot of work. So already I said that it is a taxing but rewarding, right? The same thing they also mentioned, that the students felt the course was a lot of work, yet they also reported a greater understanding of the topic, a broadened knowledge base, and a better ability to quickly read and process the literature. If anyone writes a review, they are good at in getting the stuff very quickly. That is advantage. Okay, so these three things that motivated him to write an article out of the review that they published. So they wrote a review and published, and then they wrote this paper on how they wrote the review and they published. And when I have gone through that, how many innovative programs that we do, how many innovative pedagogical tools that we use, how many faculty development programs, capacity building programs, and so on we have been using, we have been conducting, we have been organizing, and so on, but we rarely benefit out of it. Okay, Since it's organized by IQAC, I wholeheartedly congratulate them because it is like internal quality assurance. We give much, priority to quality. Okay. So we really need to channelize our energy effort towards one particular aspect, that is like outcome, right? Okay. Now you may ask that, the person is from chemistry, from Madras Christian College, why he has to be chosen for that. And I would say that, I've been into IQAC, heading criterion 3, and I've been involved in our Neston Center for Teaching and Learning here at MCC. And then I'm in charge of research and development here in our college through research colloquium. Few of you would have attended our programs and so on. So after, getting into all these things, I told this is my first PhD students review. The review is computation tools and techniques in designing ligands for selective separation of actinide and lanolide. A review, this was published in the first part of 2024, comments in inorganic chemistry, which is like impact factor of probably around 4.5 to 5. So this is my first review. The second review that we published recently, probably last month, on computational catalysis on the conversion of CO2 to methane and update. And here, if you look at that, this is this boy is a second MSc boy, second MSc chemistry boy who wrote this particular review article. Okay, it took 2 months and he completed that. And the graphical abstract and everything he designed. You just look at that one student working for about 3 months or 2 months, getting a paper. That's great, right? Something great. Okay, how proud he must be when he, left the college, before he leaves the college, and his review is there in the internet. That's a great thing, right? So we really need to envisage that, yeah, our students should be getting something when they invest their time. If every faculty, started thinking about it, and we can submit a large number of articles in general and review articles in particular, we will definitely get a few on our credit, right? So that is that. The other strategy that I suggest is, this is the other one, that is called the call for papers for special issues, right? So there are journals which are offering special issues once in a while. And if you look at that, this is like Elsevier is giving that. There are a lot of other things also. So probably I will take you to that. So just go to Google and then type call for papers, Elsevier. Look at that, there are 3,176 calls for papers for special issues. Here you can just narrow down your subject. The broad is physical sciences and engineering, including chemical engineering, chemistry, computer science, earth, energy, engineering, material science, and so on. Look at the second option is the life sciences. We call this a botany. They say that agriculture and biological sciences, biochemistry, genetics and molecular biology, environmental science, and neuroscience. Then they have a separate category for health science, medicine and dentistry, nursing, toxicology, pharmaceutical science, veterinary, and so on. When it comes to social sciences, you have arts and humanities, business, management, accounting, decision sciences, econometrics, finance, psychology, social sciences. So the last one. So these are the subcategory, and you can click and you can find how many papers are there. If suppose I would like to go with agriculture and biological sciences, there are 412 calls in biological sciences, and you have some subcategory. You can click that. I really want to look at that plant science. There are 57